It's not enormous checks, but you come to New York, have a lovely 5 days, have a lovely week over Thanksgiving and whatever. And that's why Willem Dafoe did it.
You're like, oh, let's go. And then you see her and you're like, okay, it's on. We got to go,
Yeah.
So it was very impressive to watch her work.
Any film that's worth its salt, whatever its origin, has to take you away for somewhere for however long it is, the 2 hours, and then deposit you back again, and you go, that was a great ride. Where were we for 2.5 hours?
Ian McShane, hello, sir.
Hello, Johnny. How are you?
I'm very well, mate. Very well. I didn't realise you were born in Blackburn. I grew up in Blackburn for a long time. From Preston,
I was born during the war, and my dad was off in the RAF, and we all lived in like 4 blocks of each other in Freckleton Street, right opposite a Catholic church. And then my dad got transferred to Manchester United in 1950.
What a
so
shame.
we moved to Manchester.
Could have played for Preston.
But I went back. I took my wife to a game back in 1981 at Ewood Park.
I was gonna ask, how do you find going back up north? Like, often do you get back there?
I used to go back a lot until my mother sadly passed away in the December 2001. I'm sorry, 2021. So I haven't been back there much, except I've got some friends up there, and obviously Ferguson's a friend of mine, and I go and see games now and again. But no, it's hard when suddenly you've got nobody lives there anymore that you know. All friends are dead, or close friends or whatever, and your family's gone, and it's an odd feeling. It's like the connection is football. That's my connection with Manchester now, basically,
Yeah, it is strange. Whenever you go back anywhere, you realise the memories are the people rather than necessarily the places. No, Maridus. Hello, mate. We had a chat many moons ago about The Walking Dead, and I always regretted in that chat not telling you how much I love Boondock Saints. The joy that you and Sean, Sean and Billy Connolly brought to me back in the day, can't be measured, man. So my first question is, where the hell are we on part 3 of that? It feels like it's been in purgatory for like 15 years.
Yeah, the third Boondock Saints is being made. It's we have a script that's being massaged right now. We've got good people behind this one. It's happening.
I'm taking that as a personal promise.
Yeah,
I've got friends who'd be very disappointed.
I've been doing Zooms about it since I've been here.
Awesome, man. I can't wait. You've been in many things that are my favourite things. Hot Rod and Sexy
That's
Bees.
a good movie, isn't it?
It's a great movie.
It's a fun movie and a great soundtrack too.
It's a really good
great
soundtrack.
Yeah.
Was it John Farnham? You're the can't remember now. But me and my mate used to listen to that like on the way out.
Sexy Beast is a great movie.
Sexy Beast.
Jonathan Glazer did a great job.
American Gods is great. The Pillars of the Earth is like is really
American
good.
Gods could have been better. It was a great template. I think they screwed it up. The studio screwed it up.
First series was unbelievable.
And then social media got involved, and they got involved with the two creators who created it, stepped away, and there was a legal thing went on, and you go, oh, come on. It was never going to be the same. Anyway.
Obviously, great success with Deadwood, and the housewives of the UK will hold Lovejoy to their hearts to their dying day.
Yeah.
But this character, this franchise, really feels like it's kind of defined this period of your career. And I wondered, do you get sentimental towards characters? Does this character mean more to you than others? And or is it very much just like, oh, this is a fun job to do?
It means a lot more because I'm very close to Keanu, and obviously in Chad, and it is a kind of a family. I mean, it's the same people who've been involved with the movies, all of them, since 2013, when we did this independent movie in New York. They sort of went to New York. It's not enormous checks, but you come to New York, have a lovely 5 days, have a lovely week over Thanksgiving and whatever. And that's why Willem Dafoe did it, and Michael Nyqvist, sadly departed, as is Lance, my usual partner, Lance Reddick, who played Sharon. But it's been and since that time, I remember I was just talking to somebody. I said, a year later, I was making a film in Atlanta, and this came out. And, you go in, I nipped into the first showing around about noon. And the first 5 minutes, you look at it like you do with anything. You know within 5 minutes if it's worked or not, And I thought, Chad filmed the script.
You must be absolutely buzzing to join a kind of the Wick franchise.
I mean, it's definitely a dream come true to be part of a John Wick film. I mean, I think, actors if you get that call to be in a John Wick film, it's a good day. You know what I mean? So I'm very excited.
There's a new documentary coming out called Wick is Pain.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And then from what the little bits I've seen of it, it just seems like this kind of movie it's brutal to watch, but it's brutal to make as well. So I wondered, like, how much of a shock to the system was that on the knees, on the elbows, with their ice packs? Like,
I've been shocking my knees and elbows for a long time now. It's a lot of Advil. A lot of Advil goes down, but you sort of get caught up in the adrenaline while you're in it. So you just sort of keep your chin down and go to work. You know what I mean?
I'm always impressed by the people in these films because it seems so like precise. You see a lot of action, you can think, oh, they've cut there and cut there and cut there and cut there, but this just looks like it really would shake you up a bit. It's not just a normal day at the office.
It's a different sort of fighting style. These fights are choreographed down to the T for cinema. Daryl Dixon and stuff like that. That's a very sloppy fighting style. This is a very choreographed thing, but you have to sort of do the math for what's exploding around you, and that's a sharp bit. And there's a lot of stunts and a lot of choreography going on at the same time, and the timing of all of it has to sort of match. So it's a very rehearsed process.
I think a lot of people remember the first 5 minutes of John Wick, and it's kind of, you're watching it, you think, okay, this could be a paint-by-numbers action movie, and then you get this like little smile which starts to grow, and you're like, okay, there's something kind of self-aware about this, and then it just turns into this just beautiful, brutal symphony. And
well, I think as you said, that the sort of the slight smile is when it all happens, and then a policeman comes to the door and says, "Everything all right, John?" It's like it's got an odd self-referential without being sort of smug. And I think that's worked through the movie when they bring in all these sort of assassins from all over the world who are basically fanboys of John Wick. There's this whole world of assassins all over the world. So any film that's worth its salt, whatever its origin, has to take you away for somewhere for however long it is, the 2 hours, and then deposit you back again, and you go, that was a great ride. Where were we for 2.5 hours? And I think they've, consistently managed to do that with this franchise in a good way. And there's this one, bringing a female dynamic in it was, I think, essential at one point. And it's become essential, but they've done it in a way that doesn't seem like they just have a woman in it. I mean, you've met her before. You met her character as a child, and then you met this ballerina set between number 3 and number 4, and then you get the backstory because I've known her since she was a kid as well. So that's where Winston comes into his own with a person. I mean, I think I said that I think John and Eva are his 2 favourite assassins, if such a ridiculous thing can be said,
Let's talk about Ana de Armas.
Sure.
She's really making a name with one of the most versatile actors out there at the moment. And she, in this movie, obviously shoulders a lot of the action herself. What was it like to see that up close? How much fun did you guys have, like, blowing stuff up together?
It was very impressive to watch her work. She gets it down, and she works super hard. She's a badass. She just kills it in this movie. It's one of those things too. Like you get, and I flew in from France, and then I'd come back and I'd fly in from France, and I was working the whole time there, and you're like, oh, let's go, and then you see her, and you're like, okay, it's on, we got to go.
Yeah.
So. It was very impressive to watch her work and like really get in there. She's a killer.
And finally, like, I don't want to give anything away of the plot, but this is an expanding franchise.
Correct.
They're in TV now. They're in movies. How much fun would it be to have another roll of the dice here?
Like super crazy, awesome fun.
Let's just plant some seeds, shall we?
Plant those trees.
Long may it continue, mate. I'm sure a lot of the actors that come into this are kind of fanboys of what's come before, and it just seems like this was a kind of a water test sort of movie to see whether that would work. Can you make a movie with another kind of central character? And I thought it worked perfectly.
That's great.
The flamethrower work and grenade work itself was absolutely like chef's kiss. All right, pal, lovely to meet you. Good luck with this, and very much hoping you rock up for part 5 as well. Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens.